I'm Kiera Morgan. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Coffee with Kiera, sponsored by the Human Being in Newport and Lincoln City. And today I'm excited to be with CM Hall. Hi, CM.
Hi, Kiera.
Wonderful to have you join us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Sure. Well, by day, I'm a certified sign language interpreter, and I'm the director of a federal grant that works to train interpreters to work with people who are deaf and blind. There is a new language in the deaf blind community. The deaf community has used American Sign Language, and the deaf blind community has been growing this new language called protactile. So we're training interpreters in the use of protactile language around the country.
That's phenomenal. How did you get started in doing that kind of work?
I've been an interpreter for 30 years and volunteered a lot of my time in the deafblind community. And I think my background in theater growing up merged nicely with being an interpreter because when you're an interpreter, you're playing different roles, right? You're interpreting what this person's saying and interpreting what this person's saying, but you're like seemingly perceived to be neutral. And I like that idea of like taking on the different characters, and that's just really how I got into interpreting. I also got into interpreting because I recognized like this is a community. The deaf community and the deaf blind community are linguistically and culturally excluded from a lot of what goes on, and they are more oppressed, and people don't really give them their due as equal members of society. And so for me, that really spoke to my justice seeking heart. And I like to be a part of working to provide access to folks who otherwise don't get access to a system.
That's incredible. And you also give your time as a Newport City counselor.
Yes, yes, I love that part so much. I love being a Newport City councilor. I love it because, well, one, I love seeing how engaged our community is in so many different ways and different places that we show up. We have a lot of big town spirit for a small community, in the ways that we like to do a lot of things and put on a lot of things and dream big. So I really love it. And some days are hard. It's not always easy, but it was a dream come true to get to serve the city.
And speaking of events and activities, you've got something pretty exciting coming up, and that is the first Newport Pride. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. Well, so this was I mean, I moved to Newport and I had done a lot of LGBTQ liberation work in other communities on a state level and a national level. And it wasn't just about the liberation work, but just also like being a part of a lot of different pride events, like working for different nonprofit organizations and such. And I just thought, gosh, that's something that's missing here in Newport. And I wasn't thinking like we got to have it. Like no, no, but there was just something about it, like in 2019, thinking I think we could do it. I felt like we could have a pride here, and we started planning just a loose, like putting it out on like Facebook, like would anyone be interested in this, and reaching out to people I knew in the community. It didn't have to be just LGBTQ people, but we have a lot of allies in our community, so this is an opportunity for them to engage. And I we started meeting, and it was going really well. We were putting a lot of stuff together. All the And our last meeting was March of 2020 because of the big C for
Dun,
COVID.
dun, dun.
Womp womp. And but what was so cool was we actually had a lot going on for us. And we had intentionally planned it to be in September. So it was the start of Newport's shoulder season. So when we kind of formed again this year, we really wanted to like lock in, yes, some of those plans that we had made 2 years ago. We still were like, yes, we had new energy, new people, new ideas around the table. We also still are a small community. So we knew we couldn't be all things or do all the things that we wanted to do because we also want to build the unity in community, and we want it to be something that we could sustain year to year. Because what happens a lot in smaller communities is like you burn people out, and then folks are like, well, I'm not coming back to do it next year. I didn't want that vibe. I really wanted it to be something like we were having fun, We were finding community, and we were putting something out so people could participate in. What I love about Pride is it's not just for LGBTQ folks, but it's for people who love and care about LGBTQ folks. And you'll see a lot of that opportunity with our Pride. It's going to be September 16th to the 18th. We actually have a kickoff event, which is a free movie at the Pack, and it's going to be actually on September 9th, and that's a showing of Kinky Boots. It's PG-13, and it's the Broadway production. And then we'll have the official Pride weekend events with the movie Love, Simon at the Pack on Monday, excuse me, on Monday, no, on Friday, September 16th. And it's free also. All of our events are free, except we do have two drag brunches, and that's not free. But then we have Saturday events. We have kind of a rallying cry and celebration, and then going to this, what we're calling the resource fair, the super queer fun fair, and we're going to be at the rec center. And so we also, I think, want to make sure people know like the word queer is not off limits. Like so much about language, as we know, is time, place, manner, and intent. Like you can say super queer fun fair and not be offensive. It's fine. It's kind of cheeky. It's kind of fun. And it's going to be a resource and vendor fair. And then Saturday evening, we have a fabulous formal at Primal Tones. We're going to have a big inflatable rainbow arch. We're going to have Patty Mac's barbecue. We're going to have just like a fun dance, and youth can come and dance with us until 9 o'clock. Expression is welcome, however you'd like to express. And then Sunday is going to be our second. We have two drag brunches. We have a Saturday morning one and a Sunday morning one at Zach's Bistro. We're importing drag queens from the Willamette Valley. And one is actually from Toledo, though, like grew up in Toledo. So I love that we have a little bit of hometown representation. And then we have a barbecue out at South Beach at the state park in that big community yurt space. So it'll be a lot of fun.
So the dance and everything that's taking place
Yeah.
at Primal Tones,
Yeah.
is there cost
No.
to that?
Nope, sure don't want it. We want it to be something that is not cost prohibitive. And we did say for the drag brunches, like, because there's a cost to the meal and a cost to bringing in the drag queens. There's actually no profit. It's all going to pay for the event. So we just want it to happen, but it is the one cost of an event that we have. Yeah.
All right. And if someone wants to get involved, is there still an opportunity?
Oh, heck yeah. Yes, we have a website, newportpride.us, and all of the events are listed. There are ways to donate, there are ways to say, I want to get involved. It's a very clean and clear and bright and fun website. So check out newportpride.us.
Oh, Sam, is there anything else that you would like to add?
Uh, yes, I want to say this. Newport is ready for this. And by and large, people might not necessarily know that we are ready for this, but this is our opportunity to show how we want to be in our community, how we want to be friendly and welcoming and affirming. And there are so many LGBTQ and questioning youth that are uncertain of their identities and don't feel like they have safe people around them to like express their identity. And so when we are doing this, what we're really doing is sending a message to you saying, you're okay to be who you are in this community. And we're going to love you and we're going to celebrate you and we're going to accept you and we're going to validate your identity. So I think that at the end of the day, what we do with Pride, we are truly doing suicide prevention work. And that's so critical. So when you're like, well, I'm not LGBTQ, so I'm not going to go for the people who need to know that there are adults in that room who are accepting. That is making all the difference. And that's the Newport I believe in. And I think we are there. We're ready. Let's show up.
Show your support for you and for your fellow human beings.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sam,
Thank
for
you.
being here with us today and sharing with us about this incredible event. And give the website one more time.
Newportpride.us.
All right. So that's where you can go to get some more information. And there's lots of resources and things available as well. All right, thanks for joining me on this episode of Coffee with Kiera, again sponsored by The Human Being, located in Newport at 6th Street and Highway 101, and in Lincoln City at the north end of Lincoln City on the west side of the highway by TLC Credit Union. For Oregon Coast Breaking News, I'm Kiera Morgan.